Hi guys, today we will talk about God of War Egypt, the highly speculated next entry in the iconic franchise. While nothing has been officially confirmed by Sony or Santa Monica Studio, the clues and rumors swirling around are too strong to ignore. And with the Norse saga now wrapped up in God of War Ragnarok, it feels like the perfect time for Kratos, or perhaps a new protagonist, to step into the sands of ancient Egypt. From leaked casting calls to forgotten concept art, this video will explore why an Egyptian setting is likely, how it connects to the past, and what kind of game we might actually get. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the secrets of God of War Egypt. Let's rewind back to God of War 2018, when Kratos and Atreus found themselves in Tyr's vault. Among the symbols on the mural were four key icons: the Greek Omega, the Norse Triskelion, the Japanese Mitsudomo, and the Eye of Horus, a major symbol of Egyptian mythology. At the time, it felt like a cool Easter egg, but in hindsight, it was a clear signpost that Santa Monica Studio was hinting at other mythologies in the God of War universe. And Egypt, with its dramatic gods and deep lore, was front and center. What many fans don't know is that Santa Monica originally considered setting the 2018 game in Egypt. Director Cory Barlog later revealed that the team was split. Half wanted Norse mythology, the other half was passionate about Egypt. Barlog made the final call, choosing the Norse world because it offered more isolation and loneliness, ideal for the emotional father-son narrative. Egypt, by contrast, was too vibrant, too full of life and civilization for the intimate story they wanted to tell at the time. But that idea never died. In fact, Barlog showed real concept art in 2018, featuring Kratos and Atreus in ancient Egyptian garb, battling monstrous creatures beneath pyramids. It was proof that the vision existed, and could return when the time was right. Now, in 2025, with the Norse storyline complete and Kratos freed from that narrative arc, Egypt feels like the obvious next destination. Thematically, it fits. God of War has always explored mythologies through the lens of personal transformation, and Egypt's lore is all about judgment, rebirth, and cosmic balance. Themes that align perfectly with Kratos' ongoing inner conflict. But let's move from theory to real-world evidence. In early 2025, trusted leaker Daniel Richtman revealed that Santa Monica Studio was casting actors of Middle Eastern descent for an upcoming AAA title. He directly connected this to a new God of War game set in Egypt. Around the same time, new reports confirmed that Santa Monica is also developing a sci-fi title called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, a completely separate IP, which debunks old claims that God of War's next entry would be sci-fi. That's been clarified. Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet is a new universe. God of War continues, and all signs point to the land of pharaohs. But it gets even more interesting. In a July 2025 leak, a Resetera user reported that the next game might feature an entirely new playable character, the Egyptian god Set. In mythology, Set is the god of war, storms, and chaos. He's a complicated figure, sometimes a villain, sometimes a protector. If this rumor is true, it would mark the first time in franchise history that we play as a native god from the local pantheon, rather than Kratos arriving from outside and destroying it. Some fans believe the story could follow Set defending Egypt from an unknown cosmic threat, maybe even Kratos himself. Others suggest a dual protagonist system, with Set and Kratos crossing paths in a larger interconnected conflict. Let's imagine what this could look like. If Kratos travels to Egypt, he might be drawn in by something he doesn't yet understand, perhaps to find balance, or to help Atreus. In the comics, Kratos has already passed through Egypt, encountering gods like Thoth and fighting enormous beasts. Though not canon, those stories show how easily Kratos can be inserted into Egyptian lore, and given how God of War Ragnarok ended, with Atreus setting off on his own journey, it's entirely possible that Kratos and his son could each explore different regions of the world's mythology, with Egypt being one of them. Now, let's talk about what Egypt could bring to the gameplay itself. The Egyptian pantheon is incredibly rich. Ra, the sun god, could be a central antagonist, imagined as a tyrannical deity who rules with burning power, creating blistering solar boss battles. Anubis, god of the afterlife, might confront Kratos for cheating death too many times, leading to a soul-weighing trial, possibly against the spirits of the gods he's already slain. And of course, Set, whether as hero or villain, could bring his own chaotic energy, summoning storms and monsters to devastate the battlefield. Boss battles in Egypt could involve the Sphinx, giant scorpions in the desert, a serpent like Apophis, or the crocodile god Sobek pulling players into Nile battles with dynamic water physics. The shift in setting would also bring new traversal systems and environments. Instead of snowy peaks and icy lakes, imagine exploring golden pyramids, tombs full of traps, temples under moonlight, and vast sand dunes in the blistering sun. Puzzles might involve hieroglyphs, mirrors redirecting sunlight, or secret doors hidden in murals. Santa Monica Studio could push level design in bold new directions, using desert storms, underground crypts, and open plains as fresh backdrops. One rumor even suggests the game could be fully open world, a first for the franchise. So instead of segmented realms like in the Norse games, players could roam across a continuous version of ancient Egypt, visiting Thebes, Memphis, the Nile Delta, and more. Mounting a camel or boat could become a new form of transportation, while optional temples and side quests bring layers of lore and challenge. The rumor also states that the camera might be pulled back slightly from the tight over-the-shoulder style, allowing more tactical awareness in wide open environments. From a combat perspective, there's a lot of room for evolution. Imagine Kratos or Set wielding new mythological weapons like the Khopesh, a curved blade symbolic of Egyptian warriors. Magic could also play a bigger role, drawing from elements like fire, sun, sand, or even resurrection. Egyptian gods were believed to control the cosmos through divine order, or ma'at, so we could see that reflected in mechanics where the protagonist disrupts or restores balance. Thematically, this shift would also be huge for the franchise. The Greek and Norse sagas focused heavily on revenge, regret, and fatherhood. In Egypt, the narrative might turn toward legacy, judgment, and transformation. Egyptian mythology is obsessed with the afterlife, and Kratos has always been haunted by death. Could this be where he finally finds peace? Or is he about to face the ultimate judgment? And if the game centers around Set, things become even more intriguing. Set could be portrayed as a misunderstood guardian, framed for crimes he didn't commit, trying to restore his reputation while fighting enemies from within the pantheon. In some myths, he battles the Serpent of Chaos to protect Ra, suggesting a redemption arc that mirrors Kratos' own journey. A playable Set could offer new powers, new combat rhythms, and a fresh personality, one that blends chaos with purpose. Now, let's not forget the rumors of Atreus returning in his own spin-off, possibly titled God of Mischief. It's likely being developed in parallel, and might even connect to the events in Egypt. Atreus as Loki could interact with gods like Thoth, or learn new forms of magic influenced by Egyptian legends. We could see shared storylines, crossovers, or even a future game where Atreus and Set unite to stop a greater evil. Maybe one that threatens all pantheons, not just Egypt. And finally, there's the tech. With Santa Monica Studio also working on Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, we know the studio is evolving, but God of War remains its crown jewel. The Egyptian game is expected to push PlayStation 5 hardware to its limits, possibly even launching near the PS6 window if it's a few years out. Expect upgraded lighting systems, dynamic sand physics, seamless transitions from cutscenes to combat, and visuals even more impressive than Ragnarok. So, what does it all mean? It means God of War isn't finished. It's transforming. The signs are clear. From murals in Tyr's vault to casting calls, from old concept art to recent leaks. Egypt isn't just a possibility. It's likely the next mythological realm for the franchise. Whether we follow Kratos, Set, Atreus, or all three, the next chapter promises new gods, new ideas, and a whole new direction. Thanks for watching. See you next time.